Daktari, we come to you, just told it there, right, Zita. We are now into Leopards' Den. Lots of trouble. You have 17 new players, boss, in the squad. How about that? You are an ex-international.
We don't have 17 new players.
How many are there?
Let me debunk that one.
Okay, go ahead and debunk it.
Remember last year, 6 of our players from the youth team were not registered. So those 6 are intact and they walk into the team.
Yes.
We have 12 new players. And
that's a completely new squad.
Yes. Where we are coming from, we are coming from a 2-year ban that we could not refresh the team. First and foremost, I can say, was it not our planning and knowing the game, I think Leopards could have been relegated. And people will start thinking that Leopards were in this position because of mismanagement, because of what? No. We were in this position because of the setbacks the world had in COVID and also when our sponsor left. Remember, we are the only team, if you look at statistics, that paid its players 7 months' salary during COVID when no football was played. But unfortunately, the 5 months that we never paid, I know Arocho...
No, you cannot say you're the only team.
Arocho is itching to go, okay.
No, please.
There are 3 teams. There are 3 teams.
Thank you.
Maybe Bandari, Tusker, and another small team.
Yeah? No, mention the team, please.
The small team?
Yes.
Or KCB. You know it.
Thank you.
Okay. So, all these are corporate teams. But the reality on the ground, which people ignore, is that most of players in this country have not been paid. They were not paid. The problem we have at the Den, remember, we have not lifted the league for...
Since 1998.
Since 1998.
Yes.
Who has been the chairman? We have had many chairmen.
Yes.
The problem which we have identified, and now we have built a team, we want to leave that team with the technical bench. Let us now deal with them.
Let me take you back. Is it 2 or 3 years ago when you were running your own this set and you made a number of pledges? Key among them, you talked of professionalizing the secretariat and how it's run. You talked of setting in place probably a team training ground. A stadium probably is a long term. Up to now, could you brief us, how far have you made? What progress have you made in the pledges you gave out?
Honestly speaking, when I stepped into the leadership of the Den, I realized there were more problems than could meet solutions. The depth of where we had sunk was too deep. And I can confidently say, if maybe somebody... If Leopards didn't have a passionate chairman, somebody who can stop his life to make sure that we save the club, maybe the club could have gone.
Could have gone.
I can say that authoritatively. Let me give you examples. I took Leopards, the leadership of Leopards, when it was 18th on the log. We came in as a rescue team. We realized the players we had, and of course, we have mentioned it here, as Zita mentioned, long time ago, FC and Gor Mahia used to dominate the national team. There was no quality. There was nothing. When your team doesn't have a player in the national team, you should now know you're not at the top.
You've talked of the leadership gaps you found, but I want to put you on the spot. How did you arrive at a situation where the broke Leopards have to pay Ozems 20 million?
Thank you. And I've told you where we have come from. It is only at Leopards that we find players going to the tribunal, going to FIFA. In fact, the ones
It's because you guys are breaching their contracts and following it to the letter, Daktari.
Okay. Let me explain it this way. It has been a problem with our football. We have just discussed in Qatar, 11,000 fans went to the stadium. What happens here in Kenya? We have less than 3,000. So it tells you, Kenyan football is not taken seriously. We found ourselves there because when football stopped and it was not being played, Remember, the salaries were continuing to run. Being Leopards, where no one comes to your rescue in terms of we have a community team, we need this team supported, no one came forward to support us. So what we did, we had to agree with these players that this is how we shall be paying you. And I would like to congratulate one player called Joachim. Joachim, we got this player from Gor Mahia, came, but the coach felt, after trying to use him, the coach decided he's not in his plan. So we had to drop him, but we talked to him and made a payment plan.
Payment plan. Probably, Zita, you can chime in the interest of time before probably...
I have two questions. One of it is that for the past 3 matches that AFC have been playing, there is no they've not even scored one goal. Like they've lost 2, and then I think draw 1.
We have lost 1. We have lost 1. 2 matches.
2 matches, okay. Yes. Lost 1, draw 1 without any goal. Yes. So there was a philosophy that the coach who is there, that is Tom Juma, was there 4 years ago as assistant coach, and he knows how the philosophy that was being played, even with the former coach, that he was working. So I just want to know, you've trusted him with the team. Are you 100% trusting him with the team? And then the second question is, as you digest the first one, I just want to know, how are you going, your payment plan, because you will have a payment plan that you have to pay the former coach, that is Austin's. If you don't pay by the date, you have to pay another 50% of what you owe him. Are you have a plan on how to pay him?
Yes, I will.
Victory, real quick, in a minute.
I will start with the coach, Tom Juma. I have 1,000,000% confidence in him. We are continuing. The fact that we actually settled on Tom Juma was so that we have continuity in the technical bench, because we knew we were going to restart in the playing unit. So if we could have restarted in the playing unit and restarted in the technical bench, we could have sunk further. Having not scored in 2 matches, this is football, and these things will happen. Remember, before we started signing players, we had this issue of FIFA, which was actually blocking us from our preparation. We have actually finished our 6 weeks of pre-season the week that we have finished. So I believe now the team is ready, and we are ready to battle it.
You are ready to battle it?
Sleep comfortably, because
comfortably.
I know I have a team.
Aracho, you say you sleep comfortably. Maybe
my concern is the fact that AFC Leopards is not really getting 100% out of your funds. Other than Shabana, I think AFC Leopards is the second team that has a huge supporting as far as league matches is concerned. Conversion from just mere fans to revenue stream. I don't know why this link has not really come to FC Leopards' advantage, because you have a fan base.
Yeah, I think we have some serious issues at Leopards, in the sense that, and that's why I've told you, since 1998 up to now, we haven't won the league. And if you look at our history, and we were discussing this the other day in a certain brainstorming session, the 4 chairmen ahead of me were actually hounded out of the office before even their term completed. You remember Dan Mule, you remember Kasavule, you remember the Oninos, and these were intelligent people who were trying to support the club to take it to the next level. My stay at the Den is not because people love me or what. There have been so many fights, and you are seeing the cases we are having, especially people going to court. The players are being coerced to go. There are people, and I was trying to say a point about Joachim. He actually resisted. We defaulted once or twice, but we finished his payment plan because he was patient. Now we have a payment plan, the one he mentioned with Patrick Osems. We are trying to make sure we actually pay it, because there will be consequences if we don't pay it. What happens at the Den is that there's so much internal fighting. Yeah, with those internal fighting, it ends up affecting the team. You have seen in our local social media, Miheso saying that he wished he went to Gor Mahia. All those are lies. People come with lies in social media, which affects the team.
Daktari, because of time, I want you to make one pledge. Maybe look into that camera. Should Ingwe fans be convinced today on this show that we won't see more litigation and the broke club losing again millions, for lack of a better word, because of the gaps between you?
Tell
it to the Ingwe nation.
Swila, we are not a broke club. where we are as a club, we have made strides towards a positive end. And I can tell you for free, now we have a team that can play. What now we need to do as management of AFC is to insulate those players from everything that is happening around them to make sure they give results. As we tackle the problems we've had when Mule was in office, when Kasavule was in office, those problems are not created by the office. They're created by the people outside the office who believe that no one should achieve a result at Leopards.
And we'll keep you to account. That's Dan Shikanda, of course, an ex